Archangel Michael says, "The moment has come when whispers about your name are no longer whispers but echoing voices in the corners you cannot see." Two men have been holding a conversation that goes beyond simple words. It is a weaving of fate, decisions, and truths that will soon reach you. Their discussion is not casual, not empty, but weighted with meaning that carries into your life. They speak as though your presence is already shaking the ground beneath them. One of them brings up your name with urgency, while the other listens, nodding slowly as if he has been expecting this revelation all along. There is no mistaking the seriousness of their exchange. It is about you, your path, and what will be revealed in the days to come. The air feels heavy with unseen tension, like the calm before a storm. These men are not strangers to your destiny, but silent keepers of information that has been hidden from your eyes. What they are preparing to say and what they have already spoken will alter the path before you in ways you could never predict. It is not by chance that this moment has been exposed to you. The veil is lifting, and you are about to hear truths that will shake your spirit yet strengthen your resolve. The two men are not enemies, nor are they entirely allies. They are bound by circumstance to reveal something that will not be kept silent much longer. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Their voices blend with the weight of secrets carried too long. They mention your strength, your struggles, and the ways others have underestimated you. One man insists you have been chosen for something greater, while the other warns that jealousy is circling you like shadows waiting for the right moment to strike. This discussion is not simply about admiration, it is about decisions being made in places you cannot yet reach. Your life, your name, your reputation, and even your future opportunities are under examination in their words. They cannot ignore the mark that rests upon you, and though they try to understand it, it is clear they feel powerless against it. Archangel Michael says, "Their words are aligning with divine timing, for heaven does not allow secrets about you to remain buried forever." What was spoken in silence is coming to the surface, and their deep discussion is the very beginning of this unveiling. Their voices are becoming part of a larger orchestration meant to lead you where you truly belong. They sense something stirring in your spirit, something unexplainable that makes you unforgettable in the eyes of many. This is why their tone is filled with caution and wonder. They know something powerful is tied to your presence, and it can no longer be ignored. Type Amen to get blessing 444. One man recalls the sacrifices you have made, almost with disbelief at how much you have endured. The other answers with quiet awe, noting that you still stand strong, that you have not broken under the weight of betrayal, silence, and falsehoods that once surrounded you. Together, their dialogue paints a picture of your resilience, something they cannot dismiss. They know that doors are shifting open for you. Their discussion hints at opportunities forming behind the scenes, opportunities tied to your name and your actions. It is as though heaven itself placed you in their conversation, reminding them that your destiny cannot be overlooked any longer. Their voices reveal not just curiosity, but a subtle fear. For they know when your name rises, it will not rise quietly. It will rise with power, influence, and an undeniable light that will cause others to notice what once went unseen. This is why they speak of you with both caution and awe. Archangel Michael says, "The time has come for these conversations to reach your ears, not through accident but through divine design. For what is being said about you now carries the weight of truth, and soon it will reach your life in tangible, undeniable form." Type Amen to get blessing 555. Their discussion shifts toward your future, as though they have glimpsed glimpses of it without fully understanding. One man insists that nothing can stop you now, that your rise is sealed by forces greater than envy or opposition. The other warns that this rise will not be without challenges, for whenever light grows brighter, shadows gather to resist it. You have become the topic of late-night meetings, of quiet voices in private rooms, and of watchful eyes that know your name carries more than they once believed. Their discussion reveals this: you are not ordinary, and the ordinary cannot contain you any longer. The words they speak create ripples across unseen dimensions. For each time your name is spoken, heaven strengthens its hold on your destiny. They may try to analyze it, to explain it, but they cannot change what is already written by the divine hand. What they are saying will not destroy you but elevate you. For even the doubts expressed in their conversation are stepping stones for you, reminders that what they question is already unfolding in unstoppable ways. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Archangel Michael says, their voices carry through the unseen places, echoing in ways that find their way to you even when you are not present. These men have been chosen as vessels to speak truths, even if they themselves do not fully grasp the depth of what they are saying. Their words are weaving a tapestry of revelation, and you stand at the center of it. They are not speaking idly. Every sentence is weighted with intention, with a recognition that your life has entered a moment of great change. One speaks with urgency, almost warning, while the other speaks with awe, almost blessing. Their conversation has moved beyond curiosity. It has become prophecy. They sense that your journey is no longer ordinary, that you are stepping into a light that cannot be dimmed. Their tone carries a mixture of fear and respect, for they understand something powerful is at work in you. Archangel Michael says, heaven has allowed their discussion to be exposed because you need to know the magnitude of what is unfolding. Their words are not meant to frighten you, but to confirm what you already feel stirring within your spirit. This is a sign: you are being spoken of because your name carries power. Type Amen to get blessing 777. One man brings up the trials you faced in silence, wondering how you survived them without collapsing. The other answers with clarity, reminding him that your endurance was not human alone, it was backed by a hand greater than theirs. Together, they acknowledge what others have ignored: you are not here by chance. They whisper about opportunities forming around you. They mention doors that are about to swing wide open, doors you thought were long sealed shut. Their voices tremble as they realize that your time has come, and no opposition can deny it. Your presence unsettles some because it carries a truth that cannot be silenced. They confess that people who once dismissed you are now forced to pay attention. The tides are turning, and you are at the center of this shift. Archangel Michael says, their discussion is proof that heaven's orchestration is being revealed. You are about to see how even hidden conversations work in your favor. Every word spoken about you now is preparing the way for your breakthrough. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The two men move into deeper territory, recalling your name with urgency. One admits he underestimated you, while the other warns that underestimation was the very thing that gave you strength to rise. They recognize that nothing and no one can hold you back any longer. They remember how people tried to shut you out, silence you, and forget your presence. But instead of disappearing, you grew stronger in the shadows. Now, your return is unavoidable, and your light is undeniable. Their voices crack with emotion as they speak of what's coming. One insists that your influence will reach far beyond what anyone expected. The other concedes, nodding, saying that once your name rises, it will not fall again. Archangel Michael says, this conversation is a sign that your life is being shifted into alignment. Those who once doubted are now being forced to admit your destiny. The two men are the first ripple of a wave of recognition that is about to come crashing into your life. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The men begin to speak in hushed tones, afraid that their words might travel too far. Yet even in whispers, heaven ensures their conversation cannot remain hidden. Their words are reaching your ears because you are meant to know that the truth is on its way to you. They speak of envy that has surrounded you, of silent watchers who resent your progress. But they also admit that no amount of envy can steal what is meant for you. The seal of heaven is stronger than the curses of man. They recall moments where your silence was misinterpreted as weakness. Yet they realize now that your silence was strategy, it was growth, it was strength, it was preparation for the moment you are stepping into now. Archangel Michael says, these men are acknowledging what heaven has declared: your name cannot be erased, your light cannot be dimmed, your destiny cannot be denied. What they are saying will soon manifest before your very eyes. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. Their discussion turns to the reactions of others around you. One man warns that not everyone will celebrate you when the truth breaks forth. The other assures that those who oppose you will only expose themselves in the process. They realize that you carry a presence that cannot be hidden. Even those who try to overlook you are being forced to speak of you, to acknowledge what they cannot control. Your name is in rooms where your feet have not yet stepped. The men admit that everything you have endured is now turning into evidence of your strength. They know that when your story is revealed, it will inspire others and silence critics. What was once shame is transforming into glory. Archangel Michael says, heaven orchestrated this moment to remind you, what is said in secret will be declared openly. Their deep discussion is only the beginning of a greater unveiling, and nothing can stop the truth from reaching you. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. Archangel Michael says, their words are circling around your name like fire that cannot be put out. Each sentence they speak is not only about your past but about the future that is forming quickly before your eyes. They cannot deny what is happening, and their discussion proves it. The first man shakes his head, almost in disbelief, as he recalls how many times people tried to stand in your way. The second man replies with a steady voice, saying that every block, every betrayal, and every wound has only sharpened you. Together, they confess that your story has become unstoppable. Their voices grow stronger, not out of anger but out of recognition. They see what is coming and they understand that you are no longer someone to be overlooked. You are stepping into a season where their words, even if spoken behind your back, will pave the way for your honor. Archangel Michael says, this is why heaven allowed you to sense this moment. The whispers about you are not meant to crush you but to elevate you. The deep discussion is evidence that your name is already being carried into places you have yet to walk into. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. The men speak of your resilience with tones of awe. They marvel at how storms that should have ended you became the very fuel that kept you standing. They admit they underestimated the spirit within you. One man warns that others will try to silence you again, but the other laughs softly, knowing it is impossible. You have risen too far, and no scheme can bury what heaven has already released. Even they, in their private talk, are forced to recognize your strength. They mention that opportunities once delayed are now rushing toward you. They sense movement, change, and doors opening quickly. This realization fills their discussion with both caution and admiration. Archangel Michael says, "You were hidden for a time, but now you are being revealed." Every whisper, every discussion, every private word is being used to confirm the power of your destiny. What they are saying is aligning with what heaven has declared. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. The two men pause in their conversation, as if the weight of their words has settled on them. One admits that he never thought he would speak your name in this way. The other reminds him that no one can ignore someone chosen by divine timing. Their tone changes to seriousness as they mention decisions being made about you. It is not only admiration, they are aware that shifts are coming that will involve your name in unexpected ways. They are cautious because they know the impact will be great. They speak of people who doubted you, people who tried to erase you, and yet your presence has only grown stronger. It unsettles them because they realize you cannot be hidden any longer. Your time has arrived. Archangel Michael says, "This is the moment of revelation." Their voices are simply instruments confirming what is already unfolding. Soon, their private words will become undeniable proof in your life. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. The men lean closer, their voices softer now, as if they fear being overheard. Yet even their whispers are reaching you through divine intervention. They cannot keep this secret hidden, for heaven has chosen to reveal it. They recall events in your life that shaped you, mentioning details that only few people know. They speak of your loyalty, your sacrifices, and your determination that went unnoticed by many. Their recognition of your journey is proof that nothing you did in silence was wasted. Their words turn toward the future, describing it with a sense of inevitability. They cannot explain it, but they know something powerful is about to break through for you. Their voices tremble, not with fear of you, but with awe of the forces guiding your life. Archangel Michael says, "You must understand the weight of this moment." Their discussion is not coincidence, it is divine orchestration. What they say now is shaping the reality you are about to walk into. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. The conversation shifts again, now tinged with urgency. One of them warns that the time is short, that things will move faster than expected. The other nods, saying that once it begins, nothing will be able to stop it. They acknowledge that your name is being written into places where decisions are made. It is no longer just talk, it is becoming action. Their awareness of this fills their voices with both anticipation and unease. One man wonders aloud if you are ready, but the other assures him you were born ready. Everything you endured has prepared you for this exact moment. Their recognition is a silent testimony to your strength. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven has already declared you ready." Do not doubt yourself when even those speaking behind closed doors cannot deny your preparation. Their words confirm the truth that you already know within. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. The men speak of admiration they cannot ignore. They list qualities that others may overlook but they cannot deny: your endurance, your faithfulness, your ability to rise after every fall. They see clearly what is written upon you. One admits that jealousy has followed you like a shadow. Yet he also admits that jealousy only proves how blessed you are. The brighter your light, the darker the envy around you. The other man says that no matter how many stand against you, their opposition will fail. You are surrounded by a protection stronger than anything man can create. He recognizes it, even if he doesn't fully understand it. Archangel Michael says, "Let their words be confirmation to you." The discussion they are having is part of heaven's unfolding plan. Their talk is evidence that nothing about you can remain hidden any longer. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. Archangel Michael says, "The whispers are growing louder." What began as private discussion is now taking on the weight of prophecy. These two men cannot hide the truth that your life has entered a season of unstoppable change. One of them leans in, lowering his voice as though the walls themselves might carry the sound of your name. He says that you are the one everyone underestimated, and yet you are rising before their eyes. The other man agrees, admitting that nothing and no one can erase what is unfolding for you now. Their voices shift between admiration and warning. They are both aware that your path will stir reactions, some in awe, some in envy. But neither of them can deny that the light around you has already begun to break through the shadows. Archangel Michael says, "This is not a coincidence." Their conversation was meant to happen, and you were meant to sense it. Heaven is showing you that everything spoken about you is aligning with what is about to manifest. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. The men recall moments of betrayal, moments where people thought they could bury your name. They admit that instead of destroying you, those betrayals built you into someone even stronger. Their recognition is proof that your pain was never wasted. One of them describes the way you kept walking even when others turned their backs. He admits he cannot understand how you found the strength, but he knows now it was not ordinary. The other replies softly, saying your strength came from something far greater than human will. Their tones soften as they speak of your future. One says doors are opening faster than anyone expected. The other adds that those who try to block you will be forced to watch as you step through those very doors. Archangel Michael says, "These words are a mirror of heaven's decree. Nothing is by chance, and nothing will be lost." Their deep discussion is confirmation that your breakthrough is already underway. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. The men grow restless as they continue. One says your name is being spoken in circles you cannot see. The other nods, affirming that influence is already being prepared for you behind the scenes. They recognize that you carry a presence that shifts the atmosphere. Even when you are absent, your spirit is felt. They admit that this is why others cannot stop talking about you. One of them warns that opposition will try again, but the other shakes his head. He insists that the more they try, the more they will fail. He has seen enough to know that your life is divinely protected. Archangel Michael says, "You are shielded." Their warnings are nothing more than echoes of battles you have already overcome. The truth is simple: you are rising, and nothing will pull you down. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. The conversation grows deeper. They begin to speak of your calling, not in vague terms, but with urgency. They sense that your life is carrying a mission greater than what anyone expected. One man admits he doubted you before, but he can no longer deny what he sees now. The other replies that he always knew something about you was different, but only now does he understand its power. They agree that your destiny cannot be ignored any longer. Their words are heavy with recognition. They know that you are about to be elevated, and nothing will stop it. The tone of their discussion shifts from doubt to acceptance, from suspicion to awe. Archangel Michael says, "This is your confirmation." Even those who doubted are being forced to admit the truth. What is spoken about you now is paving the road for your rise. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. Their voices tremble as they consider the reactions of others. One says many will be shocked when they see what is about to unfold in your life. The other adds that those who laughed at you will have no choice but to fall silent. They realize your story is shifting from struggle to testimony. They recognize that your trials are becoming proof of your strength. And they know that this transformation will be undeniable. One of them warns that envy will rise stronger, but the other counters that envy is powerless against destiny. He says those who conspire will only expose themselves. They both agree that you will remain standing regardless of opposition. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven's decree is stronger than any plan against you." Their conversation is part of the evidence that your destiny is unstoppable. What they are saying is not the end, it is the beginning. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. The men lean closer, lowering their voices even more. They speak of decisions being made right now that involve your name. They know that changes are coming, and you will be at the center of them. One of them mentions opportunities, contracts, and connections forming quickly. The other nods, saying it is no accident that your name is being brought up in these circles. It is divine timing, and it cannot be delayed. They both admit that you are rising in ways no one predicted. One says you have already crossed the threshold into a new chapter. The other says the impact of this will be larger than even you can imagine. Archangel Michael says, "Prepare yourself. You are walking into a season where hidden words will turn into public recognition. What they are saying behind closed doors will soon be declared openly." Type Amen to get blessing 2424.